And welcome to Buffalo Stadium at the campus at Tooele High School for a KSL Sports Rewind Network Game of the Week. Timpanogos football on KSL Sports Rewind, brought to you by, or presented by, Brent Brown, Toyota, and Scion. Dusty Lidster, Brian Brown, the Brown Bear with me. Thursday night football. It's senior night here at Timpanogos. And Timpanogos come out all black. Something about us doing games together, that the teams wear blacks, as the White Buffaloes are hosting the Timpanogos Timberwolves.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a funeral from my first season as color analyst here on KSL Rewind or what. But
you got another week. They don't even know this. One more week.
Hopefully it's not the end of this run, because I've had a great time so far. But excited to be out here, Tooele County again, my second time this year.
Yeah.
Always a beautiful scene out here. You got the moon kind of hanging out over the mountains over there, and not sure what exactly happened there in the middle of the field. We'll have to keep an eye on that for a situation as well. But bigger than that, Dusty, are the two teams that are about to compete.
Well, absolutely. Well, coming into the night, Timpanogos is 6-2 on the season, 3-2 in region play. Tooele comes in 2-6, as they are 2-3 in region play. And we'll see what gives tonight as we're underway. And it'll be Timpanogos football taken at the 2-yard line across the 20. Finds a bit of a seam out to the 24-yard line. On the return is Tyler Hunter. And that'll bring out the Timpanogos offense.
Pretty good starting point, too, for Timpanogos there, is they're going to get to the 25-yard line. A little bit, actually, replace the 24 there. Again, even the White Hats are out to get me tonight, Dusty. But this is a Timpanogos team that started off the season really strong. A Tooele program that's kind of in transition, right? Lost their head coach in the offseason, went on to Viewmont, Coach Drew Jones, trying to rebuild a little bit. So we'll see what happens.
And on top of that, they lost some of their best players as well. But Riggs is the quarterback. Back after that broken collarbone is the catch on the screen and run there by Easton Bretzing. And he's near first down yardage. Gain of 9 on first down. Make it second down in inches. And it's good to have Chase Riggs back. It means Luke Livingston gets to go to his natural position at wide receiver. And they're going to throw a open screen here to Luke. He breaks a tackle, first down and more across midfield, or near midfield. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 50.
You can see what you're talking about with Chase Riggs being back. The flow of the offense just goes so naturally. And you can see Livingston just able to use his athleticism out there on the edge.
I mean, that's a future. This kid's going to be offered. He's going to be one of these guys. Is miscommunication between he and Riggs. Riggs is expecting him to hook up as they had off coverage. That pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, just one of those things where one guy sees one thing and the other guy sees another, and you live to play another play. Unfortunately for Timpanogos now, it's second and long.
That's one where Livingston's like, I'm going to burn him, and Riggs read that like any other coverage. As Riggs comes set, hits his man on the slant. Another first down to the 36. And on the catch there for Timpanogos is number 13. That is Caleb Hadley.
And you can see Timpanogos going with a hurry up, trying to get on the board early, not allowing Tooele to make any adjustments in the secondary there.
Looking Livingston's way again. Luke battling with the DB. The pass falls incomplete.
And you can see Livingston's got a pretty decent size advantage out there, trying to go up over the top. Not able to fight through the contact and reel that one in. But you're going to have to watch that one, because I think they're going to go to that heavily.
And rare, as the ball hits number 2's hands, and normally does not hit the ground.
Absolutely.
This kid is very good.
And if you're Tooele right now, this slowdown kind of helps you catch your breath, settle down a little bit. This Timpanogos offense, when it's clicking, can be really explosive.
That might be the oldest ball boy I have ever seen at a high school football game. Yeah. That's Kramer at the U.S. Open. And I'm sure he's just a dad that's a really good guy, but I don't understand the ball exchange there. That was a little weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they had something over here on the sideline or what was going on with that one. Not something you usually see, but if we look at the reset here, Timpanogos has the tight bunch to the far side of the field.
Going to throw out to Livingston, and again, Luke out there, but great job. Hey, talk about this. Wesley So, that kid has accepted the challenge. He's defended on a pass, and here he is with a one-on-one tackle, not even trying to screen him, come up with a stop.
Yeah, and So is a kid that goes both ways. We see him a little bit on offense as well. He's going to have a long night ahead of him. If he can get some momentum going, that's big.
X drag means nothing. 2 short passes, no gains to Livingston. And on the stop was Mason Stewart. And it'll be 4th down and 8. And Coach Chief's not even wasting time. They're going after it.
And then you have to think that they're going to try and go test that secondary a little bit more with this one.
So trips to the top of the screen. So on an island near side with Livingston. Got a single high safety working in the middle of the field here for the Buffalo. Riggs, quick set. Fires to Livingston's got the catch and the first down inside the 25. 1st and 10 at the 24.
Yeah, and listen, that's an easy pitch and catch there for Timpanogos. They're going to get up and go no huddle again. We'll see if they can even get the chain set in time for them to snap it.
And they switch which side they're going trips. They're going to go ISO the other side. Back shoulder. Catch is made on the adjustment by Caleb Hadley. 1st and 10 once again at the 11.
Yeah, nice ball out there by Riggs. Hadley able to make the good adjustment there as it kind of floated a little bit. There is a slight breeze, so as the ball gets up there, it may slow down just a tad.
Wind's blowing right to left as you're looking at it. As they go right up the gut, running the big man, and on the run was Easton Bretzing. And the clock was not out, by the way. That was just a police car that had the siren go.
Yeah, I guess really excited by the big hole created by the offensive line or something.
And go back to Bretzing. He bounces outside, and Bretzing going to get stood up about a yard shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and short for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, Bretzing does a nice job bouncing that outside. Not able to keep the leg drive going enough to get into the end zone. And you wonder if maybe Timpanogos goes to the air here.
So 3rd and short for the T-Wolves. Livingston near side with Josh Graff. Going to throw the quick slant to Livingston. Nothing doing. And it'll be 4th down once again for the T-Wolves. As ran right into the safety, just waiting on him. And that was Bronson Larrett.
Yeah, Bronson does a nice job of locking up Luke Livingston there, not letting him get any kind of separation to go catch that ball. And really interesting formation here from Timpanogos.
Yeah, empty set for Riggs. Going to roll right. Look to the end zone. Got a man back there. Huntley, in out of his hands. And it's a turnover on downs. On the defense for the Buffalo was number 13, Vaughn Gritzmacher.
Well, pointing out the formation early, Dusty, the whole goal of that is to try and confuse the secondary there from Tooele, get a mismatch and everything like that. They kind of drop back into his zone. Initially, he had Hadley open into the end zone there, just a little bit late on the throw. Hadley not able to reel it in, and that's a huge stop for Tooele here.
What kind of Gritzmacher are you? You like regular, creamy, or al dente?
Oh. I knew something like that was coming. As long as it's pasta, I always wanted al dente.
And on 1st down for the Buffalo, going to go on the ground. That's Wesley So. So out across the 10 to the long side of the 10. They'll make it 2nd down and short.
Yeah, nice job there by the Tooele offensive line, getting good push, opening up gaps. This is a smaller Timpanogos front, right? I've done so many games where you see, 6'2", 6'3", 300 across the board. These guys want to use their athleticism to get back there. You see a lot of gap showing.
Again, going to keep it on the ground on the dive. Big 99. That is Brock Thrall. And that is a Tooele, 1st down at the 32 and a sideline warning to the White Buffalo.
Yeah, you saw that one clear as day as I was looking at it. Head coach runs right into the official. Just one of those things. You're excited because that's a big explosive play there for Tooele, and that's the kind of thing that you have to have, not only just to flip the field, get that field position, but now as you start to pile up those explosive plays, that gets you into scoring range. And if Tooele can get ahead on Timpanogos early, that could do them a lot of good.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 for the Buffalo. Double wing. Going to go with So to the right. And So slips a tackle across the 40. And So finally brought down at the 44. Another 1st down for Tooele.
And you can see why So is such an important player to this Tooele football team. Has that speed, especially from that wing back position. Double wing, not an offense that we see a ton these days, but he still has a lot of function, especially for a team with Tooele where you maybe don't have the same amount of size.
And they go with big 99 on 1st down. Nothing doing for Brock Thrall. It'll make it 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Thrall is as much a throwback fullback as you'll find these days. Just a hard-running masher, thrasher. For everybody in the secondary, he's a walking disaster.
Just a football Johnny.
Plain and simple.
So 2nd down and 10 in far formation. Going to go So, double handoff. And an alley created with that ball handling. It's a gain of 8, just shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd and inches. As on the run was Ammon Greer. Did I have 44? Or was that 40? It was 40. That is Ashton Abels. Oh.
Yeah, you can see the misdirection.
Lucas Rydalch. I'll just keep going, everybody.
Well, Lucas Rydalch, a key part of this offense too, right? We'll cover them all. We got lots of time today.
We got both sides. That's Caden Dean, the quarterback, on the sneak for the first down. And, hey, 3 yards of play, it's a first down.
Well, especially when you get those big chunks with the misdirection, and that's where the double wing is so effective. It's a unique blocking scheme. You don't always see it. There's a lot of scooping and a lot of backside pulls like we see here.
As So bounces, follows his blocker, spins off a 1, inside the 35, down to the 31, and another first down, 11-yard run for Wesley So. He comes up a little lame and coming off the field.
Yeah, nice spin move there to get the extra yards, and So getting a well-deserved breather. He's got a tough task on defense, also running the ball a lot early on here on offense.
This was an early 2000s offense all over the state of Utah. I saw it every weekend in high school as they're going to keep it on the ground, and Thrall gets 4 on first down, and I think they believe they have an advantage up front.
Well, for sure, and I think Thrall, with his size and maneuverability, he's not a nifty back by any stretch in terms of being able to juke anybody, but he is fleet-footed. He moves his feet well, gets downhill quickly. That can get him 4 or 5 yards almost every play.
2nd down and 6. They read it well, slip off a 1. Rydalch is going to be back to the line of scrimmage. They had him for a loss. Bring up 3rd down and 6 for Tooele.
Yeah, nice job by number 11 there, Tyler Hunter for Timpanogos, getting into the backfield from that safety position. Like you said, double wing, very difficult offense to defend if you didn't grow up in the early 2000s like I did, where this was what we were executing every single day at practice, more or less. Very remnant of what you'll see when college teams play Air Force or Navy or some of those triple option teams.
And on 3rd and long, they're going to run a sweep. Nothing doing. As you finally get that eye discipline down on defense, you can make some stops. It's Tyson Miller with the stop. On the negative run, he'll make it 4th down and 10 for Tooele.
Yeah, great job there by Miller, sneaking in the backfield, able to tackle the running back behind his blockers, and that's really what you have to do on defense is you have to shoot those gaps. You have to try and pursue behind the play, because if they're able to set the edge, you'll see it. So we'll get outside, and he'll get 10 yards.
So BYU did not learn in the first half against Utah State. If you don't attack the puller.
That's right. That's right. Dusty watches his film, folks.
4th and 10. Going to roll near side. Fire. Ball in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Rydalch could not pull it in. It is a turnover on downs. Terrific drive from Tooele, but it comes up empty. Both teams now. Turnover on downs.
Yeah, and honestly, a little bit of a surprise to me to see turnovers on downs for both those first series. But you can see Rydalch, one of the reasons why he's such an important player to this offense, has his hands right down on the ball, just not able to complete the catch. That's one of those ones as you see him walking off the field, throws the head back, he'll be thinking about that one for a minute.
So 1st and 10. Riggs throws to the outside, got his man, and he was closer to the sideline, he thought. Dash McCann with the catch. Slips down, a gain of 6, maybe 7. And 2nd down and short. Yeah,
it looked like the only thing McCann couldn't outrun there was the turf if he slips and falls. Would have had a 1st down easily, if not a little bit more.
It might be the first game they played on natural grass this year. As Riggs comes near side, again, Livingston and So. Livingston wins this battle on the 3rd time they've ran that same screen. I'm going to call it a naked screen because they're not even trying to get a blocker out.
Yeah, it's just like a simple flat pass even, just a little step back route there. It doesn't really have much, but you're going to let Livingston work against So every single time and make So work for it.
Riggs, quick throw. Again, McCann with the catch. Turns upfield, positive yards out to the 49-yard line. Tyler Anderson, interestingly enough, the offensive coordinator for Timpanogos, was the head coach at one time here at Tooele. And if I remember correctly, he's a Tooele alum.
Yeah, you would be the one to know that for sure, Dusty. I don't know if anybody has the prep knowledge that you do in our state, but the name does sound familiar for sure.
Well, Tyler has played at BYU, was a track star, number 4. He has one of the longest touchdowns in BYU history, 97, 98-yarder against Penn State.
See, that's why. It's the BYU history.
From John Hancock.
I don't know. I've tried to block out.
Go watch the 93 Holiday Bowl, kids. You'll enjoy it. As a throw to the top of the screen, nothing doing. gets stoned on that one. The catch made by I believe it was 13, Hadley. He is stoned at the top of the screen, nothing there.
Yeah, Caleb Hadley, again, not able to get the conversion. And you're seeing those Tooele defenders starting to flood up. And so if Timpanogos doesn't convert here, you'll look for them in the future to throw a little deeper.
4th and 4, going to hook up for the first down. Bretzing with the catch and run as he gets inside the 40 to the 39. 1st and 10, Timberwolves.
Yeah, just a simple air raid style route tree there, all curls, trying to get that first down.
Fake the bubble, throw the wheel, got his man. Catch is made at the 9. Slip a tackle at the 15 to the 10. 5. A Timpanogos touchdown. On the catch and run is Josh Graff. And the Timberwolves get in the end zone on their second drive with 2:50 left in the first.
Well, it's a great call by Coach Anderson here as he uses Livingston as kind of the decoy to draw the defense toward him. Slips Graff out behind him. Graff, a big target at 6'4", able to go up, grab that ball, then makes a great move there as he's going into the end zone to break a tackle and score. That's a big one for Timpanogos here.
Did not know if he was going to slip that tackle to 15. Nice ball there from Riggs. And the extra point coming up here for Timpanogos and Reed Harris. And the kick is good. 2:50 left in the first. It is 7-0 Timberwolves leading Tooele. You are watching Timpanogos Timberwolves football on the Rewind Sports Network, brought to you by Brent Brown Toyota.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit.
And welcome back in. 7-0 the lead for the Timberwolves. Again, Timberwolves football on the Rewind Sports Network, presented by Brent Brown Toyota Scion. Also brought to you by Western Governors University. Here's a proposition for you. If you want to take that next step, maybe you have your 4-year degree, and you thought, man, if I had an MBA, I'm just bumping the glass door, what's going on, or the ceiling of everything. Well, go to WGU. Get a 1-year MBA at your own pace at WGU, Western Governors University. Again, WGU offers education that is attainable and affordable, and full of support. In WGU.edu.
And listen, they're going to need to get Tooele in an accelerated course on how to defend that pass offense by Timpanogos there if they're going to be able to stay in this game. Knowing WGU, they probably have something available like that.
At their own pace, no less.
Yeah. So maybe they can get Tooele enrolled and graduated by the end of this first quarter. We'll see.
If you want to thank Western Governors University and also Heidemann and Associates, get a free consultation. Go to utah.law. The Heidemann Associates help you out. Justin, one of my good friends, I would recommend him to anybody. And if you had a question, he's a great, knowledgeable person in the law. If he can help you or not, he'll direct you to the right place. But here we go. 2:50. We had a great drive from Tooele in their first drive. What did they do here, and what did Timpanogos learn? Is going to be a big question, but before we get there, we got a timeout. We'll take it as well. We'll be right back. You're watching Timpanogos football on the KSL Sports Rewind Sports Network.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
$2:50 left in the first. Come out of the timeout. Dusty Lister and Brian Brown with you. Tooele's gonna throw. Dean looks deep on the flag route. Got his man. What a catch over the shoulder. Bronson Larrett pulls it in. blitzed her on the coverage. Better catch, better throw than defense on that one.
Yeah, and just a beautiful ball from Dean there as he's able to drop it right in the basket there for Bronson Larrett. Just a great play, great call coming out of the timeout there.
They're going to run the dive on first down. Nothing there. Sefa able to come up and get the stop. It'll be second down and 9. Actually gave him more than I thought. There we go. Get it out to the 48-yard line, gain of 3.
You see Tooele hustling up to get on the ball there.
Again, keep it on the ground. Thrall on the carry, and big man rumbling. As one of the first guys there to try to cut him down was Nash Price. It'll bring up third down and short.
Again, Thrall, 250 pounds back there in the backfield, which that's enormous for any kind of running back. But you can see why he's such a good fullback, right? He's able to avoid those early tacklers, not just with his power, but also with some finesse, and that gets him in third and short. That's a great position to be in.
And it's be Rydalch on the end around, and Rydalch able to get the first down. Josefa knocks him back, but right at the yard to gain. Forward progress has it at the 45. And it'll be a fresh set of downs to the White Buffalo.
Yeah, great job there by Rydalch to cut the run up a little bit early. He could have tried to stretch it, maybe gotten more yards, but does the smart thing, gets the 3-yard gain, gets the first down, comes back to the huddle a little gimpy, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, it looks like he's got an elbow or his shoulder there. He's coming off. So 1st and 10 to go. Wesley So gets the edge into the secondary. So down to the 40-yard line, a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5, right on track.
And you can see how hard it is for these edge players for Timpanogos. You've got a wingback there that's basically angling to cut you off. And so you really have to be both assignment sound and technically sound, wrong arm through that offensive player to try and disrupt everything.
Come back, give it to Thrall. And the big fella able to power his way into the 47-yard line, or probably 37-yard line. It'll be third down and short. 2 downs to get 3 yards here. You imagine with 44 seconds and counting on the clock.
Yeah, and especially with a back like Thrall back there, that's kind of your ace in the hole there if you ever get into that short yardage situation. You also have QB run game. There's a lot of options here for Tooele.
And I'll go with So on the sweep. So picking his way for the first down, and Wesley with another 5-yard run to the 30. And a first down. We'll see if they get another playoff. 24. Remember, that clock on your screen is unofficial. We try to match it up the best we can, and we do the absolute best we can. And as we go under 20 seconds, nope, they're not going to run a play. That'll be the final play of the first quarter. Timpanogos, 1 trip inside the red zone. They do have a touchdown. That pass to Graff, and at the end of 1, it is Timpanogos 7, Tooele 0. You are watching Timpanogos football on the KSL Sports Rewind Sports Network, brought to you by Brent Brown Toyota Scion.
When Brent Brown Toyota in Orem became the #1 Toyota dealer in the nation in customer loyalty, our sales surged. That continued explosive growth leaves us without the amount of used cars to meet demand, paying unheard of prices for trade-ins, or we'll just buy your car outright at Brent Brown Toyota in Orem.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit.
Brent Brown Toyota in Orem became the #1 Toyota dealer in the nation in customer loyalty. Our sales surged. That continued explosive growth leaves us without the amount of used cars to meet demand, paying unheard of prices for trade-ins, or we'll just buy your car outright at Brent Brown Toyota in Orem.
Start of the second quarter, Dusty Lister, Brian Brown. It's 1st and 10 for Tooele. We got some false start happening here. You ready for a Brian Brown connection to Tooele High School? You probably know this.
Well, I'm excited to find out what my connection is.
Your former high school coach left Highland and installed this offense here at Tooele.
He did. Yeah, that was, I'd be curious how many people listening or watching right now would even remember that. But.
Coach Groh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So. Of course, I think one of the last Okay, I take it back.
Ray Groth.
Probably, yeah, you're right. There's only been, I think, 2 Mr. Footballs that were not either from the top 2 classifications. One of the last ones was here from Tooele. Riley Nelson in 2005, Kyle Brady 2002, 2001. We were the same class.
Yeah, and the original Mr. Football, Morgan Scally, also from Highland High School. So I had no idea how much connection I had to the Tooele Buffaloes. The grazing buffalo, I get that one, Dusty, because I love to just hang out and graze as well.
Well, it is bear month.
Fat Bear Week. Fat Bear Week. Shout out to my guy Otis. Good luck, my friend. Eat that salmon.
Of course, Kyle Brady led Tooele to an appearance at Rice-Eccles Stadium a few years back. As Dean going to throw, rolling near side, fires, and that's incomplete. Tage Litster there on the defense. The most targets, I think, in a game for Tage this year is it's 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, well, we won't make too big a deal of the fact that you and Tage share a last name. Maybe one of the reasons why you understand that one. But regardless, Dean does a good job of rolling out there. You see him patting the ball, waiting for his receiver to try and get open. Again, credit to Litster for doing a great job keeping that coverage tight. And by the time he's able to really release the ball, it's too late and the receiver runs out of bounds.
2 receivers near side. Working from the shotgun, one of the few times we've seen this in the first half. Dean rolling near side. Got his man hooking up. Catch is made. And it'll be, initially shy of the sticks. Slips one tackle, slips another, and then finally brought down. 1st and 10 to Tooele. Great job of running that deep hook there by Bronson Larrett.
Yeah, and you're seeing why Dean is such an important player to Tooele tonight. He has that versatility to run and execute that double wing style run game, but when he needs to drop back and throw it, he's got a great arm, and he has a great connection with Larrett, who's done a great job of making the most out of every catch.
And they'll run Packers sweep to the far side of the field. Wesley So hemmed in and brought down for a loss, maybe a 1. And a nice job there on the outside was Nash Price.
Yeah, and listen, you have to stop that run early on if you're Timpanogos, because as the game goes on, that's the entire goal of Tooele. They want to catch you snoozing after those big gains and try and get something outside.
2nd down, and we'll call it a long 10 as they're going to go fake the hand up the middle, come near side. This is Rydalch. Got blockers in front. Rydalch slips 1. And then finally knocked out of bounds. Listen to the first one there. Cleaned up by, I believe it was 35 there for Timpanogos. And that would be Chance Pope.
And a nice job by Tage Lister to come up there and force Rydalch to stop and change direction. Not able to gather any kind of steam. The rest of that Timpanogos defense gathers in there and stops him.
I think you're looking at big 99. No, they're going to let 99 lead it for So. Wesley cut it up field. Got popped in the process. He'll be shy of the yard to gain. It'll be 4th down and short for Tooele as Yosefa able to come make the stop. And he's had a shoulder issue. That's why he's not playing running back. And you see him, he's trying to shake it out.
Yeah, So cuts it up a little bit early on that one. You can see it's kind of tempting, like going back for a second round of desserts, a Chuck-a-Rama or whatever buffet, of choice you have. But had the big fellow out there outside, if he could have just been a little bit more patient, looked like 99 would have been able to seal the edge for him.
So go back to far set here. Gonna roll to the far side. Throw underneath, the catch made by Wesley So, short of the yard to gain. We'll see where they mark him. And he is just shy. The official right there. So had to go to the ground and turn over on downs. They might measure this though.
Yeah, it was a really, really tight spot from where the official ended up marking the ball down. Just a little out route there, trying to get the ball into To's hand, let him either create a little something, maybe get that first down. Does look like they're going to go for a measurement here, though.
Timpanogos thought for sure that he was short. We don't have the best angle. See how close we can get on that mark. He's going to have to shoot through the defenders, or through that huddle there. As we got officials timeout. I'm confused. They haven't marked it yet, and they're saying no. They didn't bring out the chains. They just said straight up turnover on downs. All right. I thought they went on them, going to bring out the chains. They decided not to. There we go. The beautiful thing about being on stream rather on television. We'll just roll right along with you. 9:23 left in the half. Is the Timberwolves defense able to get the stop inside the red zone. They're going to start on the ground. Bretzing just shy of the 15 to the 13-yard line.
A nice job just hitting the hole quickly and really great job by this offensive line to get hats on hats.
Trips near side. Riggs, pressure comes, throws the rail, got his man Livingston, and Luke across the 35. A first down for Timpanogos. Actually mark him at the 35 and move the chains for the T-Wolves.
Just an absolute bullet there from Riggs. What a beautiful throw.
You got to be thinking double pass here as Livingston goes to the backfield. Actually, go straight Wildcat run on the draw. Livingston inside the 40. Livingston is gone. 10-5, Timpanogos touchdown.
It's a really nice call again by Timpanogos here as Livingston has taken a few snaps at quarterback this year. They line him up in the backfield. You're thinking it's probably a double pass. No, QB draw right up the middle. And Tooele just not able to close the gap. I don't want to be too rude, but a little asleep at the wheel there on that one. You see the explosive athleticism of Livingston takes that one to the house.
So Livingston with the long-distance touchdown run, 65 yards to the house. He's the leading rusher, leading receiver for the Timberwolves. Of course, he played quarterback and running back throughout the beginning of the year when Riggs got hurt. Why, I thought double pass.
Yeah, no, yeah, and that's exactly what they want you thinking, right? But Livingston just, a very explosive athlete, and we've seen that already. And once he had that open turf, it was nothing but happy trails. Open prairie.
So out comes Reed Harris for the point after, and it is good. 8:45 left in the half. T-Wolves take a 2-score lead. You're watching Timpanogos football on the Rewind Sports Network, presented by Brent Brown, Tooele Scion.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front, SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
8:45 left in the half. Dusty Lister and Brian Brown. And Brian, this game, it's a 2-score game, but Tooele's moved the football. They did get a stop at that first drive, and it's not as deep. But when the White Buffalo's here, you've been a coach. When something like this happened, you played well, it hasn't gone. How do you keep your team in it?
Well, you just get your group together. And unfortunately, with Tooele, the hard part about it, you've got so many guys going both ways. You try to get your group together. You say, hey, deep breath, stick to what we know. Boy, holy cow.
And Uno.
What a kick there.
Harris got after that one.
Yeah, that one didn't just out of the back of the end zone. It was almost out of the back of the stadium. So
the first guy I remember doing this was Riley Stevenson when he was at Pineview. I remember getting him up at the Rice-Eccles Stadium. Like, who is this kid? It was unreal to watch him. It was crazy.
Yeah, and it's so impressive of a kick that we kind of stopped dead thought there. But, like you said, Tooele has done a good job of moving the football here. So you just tell your guys, hey, stick to what we know. We're going to break through at some point in time. You do kind of need to do it sooner rather than later, though, because you can't allow that gap to grow any bigger in terms of Timpanogos' lead.
And they're going to start on the ground on the dive. And that is a 12-yard gain on first down as Thrall, big man with football. And it's a first down for Tooele.
Thrall has the lucky, I guess, privilege of wearing number 99, meaning he plays both the nose guard and the fullback position. Does a great job of getting the first down there.
And he'll go right back to him. And Thrall keeps him on target there. Gain of 3 on first down to the 35-yard line. Second down at 7.
And if you're Tooele, you want to stay on schedule there, like you were saying, Dusty. It's not about the big plays. It's about getting those 4- and 5-yard gains, keeping that Timpanogos defense out on the field and just slowly chipping away, trying to get to the red zone where you can get a touchdown.
You know what it is? It's also about pulling that out of his belly, even going end around on the other side or some type of movement here. His right arch goes in motion. Pitch to right arch. And right arch is eaten up. Nice job there. Coming underneath that pulling guard and tackle is Tyler Hunter.
You can kind of see where modern offenses have evolved away from that. That pitch is such a wide motion, and it sends right off on such a wide track. He's not able to cut up field where he actually had green grass and could have gotten a few more yards. Tough situation there. It's really tough to ask those kids to really stretch the field as Timpanogos is trying to play that gap control and extend it out to the sideline as much as they can.
3rd down and 5. Dean roll near side, fires his man. Larrett has it. Larrett across the 45-yard line. 1st down, working the slot this time is Larrett as he hooked it up with the defender sitting back. And it'll be 1st and 10, White Buffalo.
Yeah, Larrett hobbles off, clearly in pain. Not sure if that's a cramp or what the situation is, but you can see Dean throws an amazingly accurate ball on the run there. Has a great arm. Puts it right to where his receiver can get it, and that's a big pickup for Tooele here as they come close to the 50-yard line.
Isaiah Pacheco at the top of the screen. And they'll go with So to the far side, and Wesley a gain of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 6.
And you can see So is very sneaky as he gets behind that offensive line. Hard to see. That's where the shorter height really plays to his advantage. Able to get the 5-yard gain, but you're seeing Tooele now starting to use some flop motion, having to do a little bit more as Timpanogos is starting to figure out the offense.
Also love the shift. Try to get down balance and go back.
Exactly. You'll see a lot of that kind of shenanigans from Tooele.
Dean's off the play action. He's got So on the flat and just overthrew him. The pass ball's incomplete. It's between he and the ball was Tyson Miller. Maybe had to get over the top of them, force that ball incomplete.
Yeah, and you can see there's a lot of Timpanogos defenders out there, and Wesley kind of falls in behind him, and Dean does a great job trying to get the ball out there. Wesley's not able to reel that one in as it's a little behind him there. But again, good to see Tooele trying to change it up early in the downs, right? 2nd down coming out with the rollout pass, just trying to keep that Timpanogos defense off balance.
And Timpanogos is going to stay in the 3-3-5. This is 3rd down and 7. Dean fires to Larrett, and that time got ran off there. And that ball falls incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 7. And really interesting decision here for Tooele, and they're going to bring out the punting unit.
Yeah, a good drive there from Tooele. Took up a lot of chunks, a lot of time on the clock, got a lot of yards, almost able to flip the field entirely. Again, now it's all on your defense because you cannot let Timpanogos in another score here and widen that margin.
There was good pressure by Tyson Miller on Dean as well, as good pressure on the punt. Wobbling kick. Takes a T-Wolf hop to the 29, maybe 30. And that's where the Timpanogos offense will come back on the field. Again, 5:54 left, and this offense has moved the ball, Brian, on all 3 of their drives. They've moved it. They get stopped on downs in their first drive. The big chunk plays have been the difference in their 2 scores.
Yeah, explosive plays, and that's the key to any offensive drive, any offensive possession, is getting that 15 yards or more early on. Timpanogos able to do it in one giant chunk with Livingston last time.
Pump the screen, throw to Livingston, and that ball falls incomplete. Love the idea there, but 2nd down and 10.
Just a little bit too much juice on that one. That's okay. With this style of offense, missing on 1st down, definitely not an issue. Especially you've got multiple wide receivers out there who can catch the ball and do something with it.
Go on the ground. A nice job up front. Able to get through for the stop was Tooele's, I believe that was 35 for Tooele. And that is Luke Avina.
Yeah, nice shot by Abina, able to beat his man. And you can see that when everybody executes but one, that's really where the flaws come in there.
Third and long, going to fire, incomplete. Riggs had some pressure in his face. That was Thrall getting in the backfield. And the pass falls incomplete, and this Buffalo defense gets their second stop of the night, we would believe, but 4th down and 9 deep in their own territory. The Coach Chiefs looks like they might go for it.
And listen, I think the hard part about this is that you've got the kind of offense that convert that. Right. They can get 10 yards, no problem. You've seen Riggs get a little bit loose with the football a little bit here and there that last series, so maybe second guess that a little bit. But really what you don't want to do is give Tooele the ball back.
Well, and on that, with their offenses move the ball, you kind of you potentially hand them some momentum.
Right.
You give them plus side of the field deep.
Yeah, and I said you don't want to give them the ball back. What I meant to say is you don't want to give them the ball back with that much momentum and really that much field position, because 30 yards for Tooele, with the way this offense is operated, they can do that no problem.
In a run game, no less.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because when that field gets condensed, they don't care. Yeah. They welcome it.
Yeah, well, it plays in their favor, right? Because they have a variety of different things. And, there's still some evolution with that offense that we haven't seen tonight. You can run a little bit more inside trap, some more of that double reverse stuff that you've seen, just to keep it confused. But it looks like Timpanogos is going to come out and trust their offense here.
Double stack formation. It's Livingston at the top of the screen. Riggs going to throw up the rail. Oh, the catch is made! That is Livingston! Pulls it off the top of the helmet of the defender and walks in the end zone. 4th and 9 at their own 31. And it's a 69-yard touchdown pass to Luke Livingston.
And that's the part about having Luke Livingston out there at your wide receiver position. That is such a luxury if you're Timpanogos. Great ball. Livingston able to go up over the top, secure the catch. It was a great catch as well. The best part about it, he could have just called it right there, stumbled, gone down, whatever, but he turns it into a huge, huge gain, and immediately Timpanogos jumps ahead on the scoreboard as Livingston makes another house call.
We had some good sources to our left. I don't expect them to answer it, but if the sideline conversation is, hey, what do we want to do? Hey, just throw it up to Luke.
Yeah, that's one of those John Harbaugh moments. We're going to go for it, right? Yeah, I just wanted to get you guys a breather.
Yeah, just give you a chance to catch your breath here. As the kick is up and good. Livingston's second touchdown of 60 yards plus here in the first half. 5:09 left in the half. It is T-Wolves 21, Tooele 0. You're watching Timpanogos football on the Rewind Sports Network, presented by Brent Brown Toyota Scion.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front, SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
It is Luke Livingston's world, and we're just living in here in the first half. A run on a quarterback draw for 65 yards for a touchdown. 4th and 9 on their own 31. A then 69-yard catch and run for Livingston.
Yeah, well, it's impressive to see Luke here in living color at Tooele, and he's done a phenomenal job of putting Timpanogos ahead in this one. Now, Dusty, we talked about it. If you're Tooele, you can't go behind that big that early. This offense is just not built to overcome substantial leads in a quick fashion. Going to be interesting to see what happens here. I think we can pretty much guarantee that anytime Timpanogos is kicking to the north, that one's going out of the back of the end zone, though.
I was not aware of Reed Harris's prowess. Good grief.
I missed that in the scouting report from Moose this week.
Yeah, where's Moose? Disappointing you, Moose. In fact, he's at Payson Stansbury at the moment. Of course, Stansbury is dominant within this region, and big game tonight against Payson.
I mean, and that would be an amazing matchup to see Timpanogos, Stansbury, just because of the high-flying offenses.
Next week, matter of fact, on Wednesday night, you'll see right here on KSLSports.com is Thrall on first down, and big fella. I mean, they got to get in the end zone. I got a special call for him, and they get there, and he runs it in. There's Buccaneer fans that will recognize the call if you were a Buccaneer fan back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Second down to 5.
And the only thing missing is the neck roll, right?
Absolutely. And they'll go back to Thrall on first down. Nice ball handling there by Dean. And Thrall has the first down across the 30 to the 31. And when your nose tackle's getting as many carries, hey, you got to take care of double nines there.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and he's got the job done on both sides of the ball as he was able to put some pressure on the quarterback on defense, now running the ball twice in a row. Interesting that Tooele comes out, stays calm, stays within the offense, 2 straight dive plays.
Remember, they will get the ball at 10.5 and maybe go the old Patriot thing is Iosefa met him in the hole, and just for a moment you thought Thrall would spring loose, but Iosefa finishes the tackle at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
When we talk about Thrall being a really big back, and it's all that lower body weight where he's got that great center of gravity, able to absorb that contact, keep going, just not enough to skirt to the outside and get the bigger gain, and now Tooele in second and long.
Fake the dive, go Rydalch outside. He's got a bit of an alley, and Rydalch buries his shoulder out to the 39. It'll be 4th down and 2 for the Tooele Buffalo.
Yeah, and then that's the hard part about this Tooele offense if you're a defense, right? They kind of lure you to sleep a little bit there and then hit you with one of those long reverses. You see one of the Tooele, it looked like it was a wide receiver, got a nice block there on a Timpanogos defender, able to spring Rydalch, and then he's nifty enough that he can navigate between everybody, and that traffic actually benefits him.
It's 4th down. Officials, I think. Oh, they're saying 3rd down. Okay, the marker was 1 ahead. So this is now 3rd down. 3rd and 2. Gonna go with So. And So cuts it up. Didn't follow the blockers. He saw a seam. And the little fella gets across the 45 to the 48. 1st and 10, Tooele.
Yeah, well, you talk about fearless. That's the example right there. Wesley So cutting back into the heart of that Timpanogos defense. Definitely not afraid to get the contact, but bigger than that, picks up the 1st down. He did have blockers to the outside, but nice job by So to bet on himself.
Rydalch on the inside trap, and Rydalch has got some green inside the 40 of Timpanogos. 1st and 10, Tooele.
Well, Dusty, my heart starts thumping when you see all that action in the backfield and you're trying to figure out, does somebody get the ball secured? And sure enough, Lucas Radmal does. Rydalch does. He does a great job of converting for the 1st down there.
So 1st and 10. Falling blockers over the top of one man, slips another inside the 30. And here we go, the Buffalo answering here, trying to get this double dip opportunity. Remember, they get the ball at the half. That is Britton Rosser on the run there.
Yeah, nice job by Rosser. Again, you see those sweeps after the early dive plays, leaving Timpanogos grasping for air and trying to find their assignments a little bit.
2:10 left in the half. Go back to the ground. Thrall met at the line of scrimmage. Slips a couple of more tackles. Gets a little push from behind from Dean. What could have been and should have been a loss turns in to a gain of 2 to the 25.
Yeah, and again, that's the part that as a coach, your heart kind of jumps up into your chest a little bit more every single time where you think you might lose some yards there. When you run this offense, it kind of comes with the territory. You know that you're not always going to get games. You're going to lose some every now and then.
So 2nd down, Dean going to throw. Fires in a ball incomplete and intended for Thrall. And it'll be 3rd down and 8.
And there was an awful lot of thunder meeting rock or however you want to call it back there as big number 4 patrolling the middle for Timpanogos gets the hit there on Thrall. Thrall not able to secure the ball.
I want to thank Mark Schwartz running our camera tonight. Alex Napolis running the system. Intern Preston gets the boot tonight. There's Alex Napolis taking care of the scoreboard so Brian and I can just talk and not have to deal with the technical stuff. It is 17-7. The Stallions leading the Lions. Those of you who are watching would love to know that as Dean rolls near side. Fires, got a wide open man. There is a little bit of congestion down the field as receivers and defenders ran into each other. Lara said, I caught it. Official said, no, sir. Incomplete, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, we were screened out from the view there by the Tooele sideline. But, again, Dean, great job rolling out there. That's just a really, really long throw to try and make that comeback all the way across the field. It looks like I think Tooele is going to take a timeout here.
Well, we're going to take a timeout. 1:19 left. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back. You're watching Timpanogos football on the Rewind Sports Network.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front, SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
When Brent Brown Toyota in Orem became the #1 Toyota dealer in the nation in customer loyalty, our sales surged. That continued explosive growth leaves us without the amount of used cars to meet demand, paying unheard of prices for trade-ins, or we'll just buy your car outright at Brent Brown Toyota in Orem.
4th down and 8. Tooele got to go for it. Dean going to roll near side. Fires to the post and incomplete. Maybe a little bit of contact there as well. Coaches are frustrated. I thought he was a little early. Ridealch comes up lame as it looked like he went right through the right shoulder of the intended receiver, and it's turnover on downs.
Yeah, a lot of contact, like you said, Dusty, in that one. And listen, the defensive player has every right to go to the football as the offensive player does. The problem is that there's just so much disruption there, as Ridealch has a right to get to the football as well. And just that much contact, you can understand why that Tooele coaching staff is upset.
Yeah, I get the heated part of that. Timpanogos fans saying the same thing you are, and I agree. Got every right to go after that ball. A lot of contact, but here we go. 1:13 left. This Timpanogos team could score this quickly, as that is Graff, who has the other touchdown tonight. He had the first touchdown of the evening. Hertz's average there, I think his that first touchdown was about 40 yards.
Yeah, it looks like maybe the sideline snuck up on a little bit because he had definitely open field up there.
2nd down and 5. Quick set from Briggs. Fires again to the inside out. And that is another is now a first down for Timpanogos. Minute.
And you can see Timpanogos content to go with those short out routes and get the 6 to 8 yards they need every play. And when you get to the 50-yard line with a minute left, that's plenty of time to score.
This is the old game day 989 sports play. The slot out. And they're going to hit it again. This time it's Livingston. And Luke bumped out of bounds about the 44. 58 seconds left. To remind you that clock on your screen is unofficial. Alex is doing a great job to keep it as close as he can, but you learn that in the high school level, officials and clock guys are all over the place. So he'll try to keep it synced. So 58 seconds left. Riggs now goes deep. Got a man! Oh, just over the outstretched hands of Livingston. That was a surefire touchdown, just a little overthrown. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, tough one is you're leaving Wesley Tso out there on an island. We're trying to defend Luke Livingston. Looked like he was looking for some help over the top from the safety, but that's the burden of this 4 wide receiver set that Timpanogos runs, and just a bit outside the reach of Livingston there.
Again, quick throw out of that slot. That is Graff on the catch. First down inside of Tooele territory. 46 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, again, 46 seconds with this Timpanogos offense, plenty of time.
I just set some up another time to run a little combination route on the outside. But Tyler Anderson, his son Trey, also on the staff. Riggs, quick set, pump fake, fires, a little miscommunication. The outside receiver read it the way Riggs did in the first quarter. Remember that? Mm-hmm. He threw the slot, or threw the hook. They ran go. There's still a little miscommunication on that.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of sneakiness and a little bit of baiting going on by Wesley Tso out there. Very clever player. And he has to be. You know, he's given up a lot of size out there on the edge, but he's a competitor for sure.
Trips near side, 2 receivers at the top of the screen. Riggs steps up in the pocket, looks downfield, fires to the sideline, and incomplete. Hit from behind on the throw. And it'll be 3rd down and 10.
And then you can see the nimbleness there from Timpanogos is not able to get up outside and run the ball, trying to throw the ball, trying to do the right thing, right? probably had that open space where he could have tucked it and run and still gotten the first down.
So 35 seconds to go in the half. 3rd and 10 from midfield. And we got a false start. False start. So it'll be 3rd and 15 now.
We haven't seen a lot of issues from this offensive line from Timpanogos. They've done a good job of protecting Riggs, allowing him to move around, giving him good throwing lanes. First real mental error on the night.
Well, that guy's moved all over the place. Their starting tight end from the beginning of the year, Wheeler, has now had been moved to tackle with injuries along that front. The clock is now running after the penalty. Riggs, pump it, throws, and overshoots his man. Incomplete. 21 seconds left. It's now 4th and 15. I imagine they're going for it.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a bad situation to actually go for it, Dusty, if you're Timpanogos. You were able to convert on 4th and 10 when it was on almost your own 20-yard line. So this is definitely potential territory for the T-Wolves.
Timeout on the field. We'll take it as well. You're watching Timpanogos football on the Rewind Sports Network, presented by Brent Brown, Toyota Scion.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
4th and 15 for Timpanogos. So 2 receivers at the top of the screen, two receivers near side here for Riggs. Bringing man in motion, fake the fly sweep. Riggs fires up the middle of the field. It's Bretzing with the catch at the 25. Bretzing slips a tackle, goes down at the 20. The clock will stop with 12 seconds left. Heads up, knew he wasn't going to score. Quickly got down. That is some football IQ on double twos.
Great job by securing the ball. Great throw by Riggs, right? Kind of interesting that they go with the fly sweep motion on 4th and long, but it does kind of get by them some time. And maybe if nothing else, kind of slows Riggs down just a little bit. You see he's been a tad ahead of his receivers on a few of those throws. Just get him settled in, hits receiver in stride, receiver able to pick up those yak, and like you said, gets down quickly to allow them. I mean, if they really manage things well, they've got 2 opportunities to get a touchdown here.
And they have 1 timeout left. Both teams do. You know, that's the, I don't want to say exactly the same thing. Fake 26 blast, the backside George reverse. They run like your life depends on it. Little more technologically advanced on that one. Pretty close, though.
Yeah, you know, that fly route from Luke Livingston has also been a pretty good one, too.
And
you see him there in the tight bunch.
Going to pitch out to Livingston, who is in the backfield. He fires to this flag route and incomplete, intended for Graff. Nice job on the back end of that defense. Stayed with Graff and able to knock it away. And on the defense there for Tooele, I believe is number 13. That is Vaughn Ritzmacher.
Yeah, great job by that entire Tooele secondary to stay with the receiver there. You had a potential Philly special action going on there with Riggs as well, as he kind of snuck out in the flat on the other side.
5 seconds left. Could be the final play of the half, going for Livingston, and that will be the half. And good defense out there, Wesley So. There's some contact in the end zone, but they'll say not a penalty, and that will be the end of the first half. It was 2 touchdowns from Luke Livingston and 1 from Graff being the difference. Brian, your thoughts on what we saw in the first half before we go to break?
You know, a lot of explosive offense. Good to see Riggs back, managing the helm for Timpanogos. You know, a lot of good fight and some grit there from Tooele on the flip side of things. Just not able to convert. Not sure exactly what's going on.
They might be putting time back on the clock.
Okay.
Maybe not. No, they're saying get off the field. So when our officials running the midfield. Interesting.
Yeah, and listen, you know, we love watching from a distance and knowing absolutely nothing about what's going on the field while trying to talk about it on live TV. But that's part of what makes watching these games so great.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you never know what to expect. Tooele, you look at the win-loss column, you wouldn't expect them to come out and compete. especially when you look at the scoreboard right now. This game's a lot closer than 21-0. And I know that's one of those cliches that you hear and everybody just kind of rolls their eyes. But Tooele's really one or two conversions away from being right in this game. And I think as they go into the locker room at halftime, that has to be the conversation from the coaching staff.
Absolutely. Well, we go to the half. It is an extended halftime, 15 minutes. We'll be right back. Again, at the half, it is Timpanogos 21, Tooele 0. You're watching T-Wolf football on the Rewind Sports Network, presented by Brent Brown Toyota Cylon. Enjoy Senior Night halftime here from Tooele.
Paying unheard of prices for trade-ins, or we'll just buy your car outright at Brent Brown Toyota in Orem.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I'm going to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front, SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
When Brent Brown Toyota in Orem became the #1 Toyota dealer in the nation in customer loyalty, our sales surged. That continued explosive growth leaves us without the amount of used cars to meet demand. Paying unheard of prices for trade-ins, or we'll just buy your car outright at Brent Brown Toyota in Orem. When Brent Brown Toyota in Orem became the #1 Toyota dealer in the nation in customer loyalty, our sales surged. That continued explosive growth leaves us without the amount of used cars to meet demand, paying unheard of prices for trade-ins, or we'll just buy your car outright at Brent Brown Toyota in Orem.
Welcome back inside Buffalo Stadium. Dusty Litster and Brian Brown. 21-0 the lead for Timpanogos over Tooele, as Tooele can get the ball to start the half and get a chance to see what adjustments are made. As we went to half saying, hey, this isn't just being cliche. Tooele is much closer into this as Harris booms another one. I've always thought this, if you could put the ball through the uprights more than once, I love the Arena League rule. You got the Uno.
Hey, give him a point. Yeah, I think it's worth it, especially at this level where you don't see it that often. That's a big kick with some good accuracy. There is a little bit of a breeze coming south and north here at the stadium, but still not enough to just carry the ball like he boots it out of the end zone.
So out comes this Tooele offense, and they moved the ball. They ran the ball extremely well in the first half. Multiple guys ran it well. Brian, what could they do differently in the second half to sustain drives?
It's about finishing, Dusty. That's the biggest thing, is they get down there a little ways and then they're just not able to convert. And it's not a big issue in terms of, they're getting penalties or anything like that, as you see Thrall pick up a good chunk of yards early on. But, sometimes they get a little bit too in love with the pass game, or, a little bit too much in terms of the reverse action. And that's a hard part about this offense, is it's so much about flow and intuitive play calling, and that's a really tough deal if you're not feeling it or calling it, or if somebody else catches your tendencies.
2nd down and 7 after the gain of 3 on first down. And it'll be Rydalch on the counter there, and nothing doing. Try to go reverse with Rydalch, and they lose 2 yards of the 3 they got on first down. Nice job at Timpanogos. They learned from that first drive.
Yeah, you see Iosefa starting to settle in and really make some plays and flow more with the ball rather than losing discipline up front, watching whatever misdirection they're trying to create. And that's really, this Tooele offense is like fireworks, right? They're just trying to catch your eyes with everything that they do. And if you can stay true to your keys, it'll lead you right to the ball.
2 receivers at the top of the screen on 3rd down and 8. Dean, quick set, fire to the hook, catch is made and in out of his hands. He had to come back inside the yard to gain, drops it. It'll be 4th down, and the punting unit will come on as you just feel sick for Nick Ariano, the sophomore. He had to been thinking he was short of the sticks as he turned up the field and dropped it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, Dusty. He saw that he was short and just didn't secure the ball in time, trying to make a move to get that first down.
So punting unit will come on. It'll be Livingston near side, and I believe Graff at the top. Pressure on the kick, does get in the way cleanly. As that ball will take a Tooele roll, and will be down around midfield.
Yeah, just a real high punt on that one. Not able to get the distance that necessarily Tooele is looking for. Also not a lot on the roll there. Kicking into the wind a little bit, so those high punts, while it's great for the coverage team, don't get the same amount of distance on them.
How about this? Run the oop-de-oop. 4 receivers to the near side, one at the top of the screen. Louisiana Tech scored over 40 points a game with this offense. As Bretzing weaves his way, and that'll be a first down, but I think you're going to have an illegal formation.
Yeah, something out there on the edge was definitely not right, as the official was able to hit one of the Timpanogos players in the back directly with the flag. One of those things that, incidental as much as anything, the shame, because it was a great play and a really exciting run there by 22.
They go holding. Okay, they had 7 on the line, but they got a holding penalty. Bring that one back. Remember, in high school football, there's not a lot of post-snap penalties. He threw it so quick.
And it's tough when you're on the outside there and you get those hands on the outside and the official is that close to the play. They're going to throw it every time, especially when it's the player that's at the point of attack.
It's Graff on the screen, and he's got a gain of 3 to the 43-yard line. We'll make it 2nd down and long here for Timpanogos. First down marker is the 40-yard line at Tooele. Fires to the post and just underthrew his man, had him. As Hadley could not get to that one.
Yeah, he had Hadley there, and that long frame of his, just a little too tall for that ball. As you see Timpanogos trying to hurry it up and getting a little bit out of rhythm. Now, 3rd and long is not a bad situation for them because they are able to pick up big chunks in a hurry. But this is a good opportunity for Tooele to get a stop.
Back to the oop-de-oop. 4 receivers near side, one at the top of the screen. Going to throw to Livingston. A nice job of reading his eyes. It takes him right to the football. That was Luca Vina with the PBU.
Yeah, great job there. And again, Timpanogos trying to draw you away from the actual action with that diamond formation to the near side of the field, hoping to get Livingston alone out there on the outside. And a great job by this Tooele defense to stop him and get the turnover.
Somewhere, football legend Jonathan Moxon is excited to see that in high school football.
Yeah, well, hopefully nobody here is calling for dinosaurs later tonight.
No, the movie hit us up on Twitter. The ball goes through the hands. Bad snap, and now he's going to throw it. And nearly intercepted and incomplete. I mean, that saves about 20-some-odd yards, but not only that, we also have an injured player. That is Reed Harris. The kicker is down at around the 10-yard line. I'm just glad he didn't go Yarrow Premium on that one. But really unfortunate to go down as he was getting hit as he threw.
Harris with a hero throw there to try and get the ball back close near to the line of scrimmage, almost intercepted by the Tooele defender there. Just a calamity of mistakes, Dusty, on that one. And really, at this point in time, you hope everything is okay with Reed. He's still down on both knees, shaking up pretty heartily after that one.
Yeah, let's take a break real quick. We'll be right back. You're watching Timberwolves football on the Rewind Sports Network.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
When Brent Brown Toyota in Orem became the #1 Toyota dealer in the nation in customer loyalty, our sales surged. That continued explosive growth leaves us without the amount of used cars to meet demand, paying unheard of prices for trade-ins, or we'll just buy your car outright at Brent Brown Toyota in Orem.
So good to see Harris walk off on his own power. And seems to be shaken up, but hopefully okay. In the words of Gorilla Monsoon, I'm sure there may be a little bit of intestinal fortitude being tested here.
For sure, and that's everybody loves the glory when it comes to playing the quarterback position, and everybody forgets how hard it is.
So you want to play quarterback, do you?
Exactly.
And both these teams part of Region 7, and be of note to both of you that it is at the half, Stansbury 24, Payson 14. And a fun note in that game, if you didn't watch Rewind, I don't know why you didn't, but if you didn't watch Rewind this week, I shared a fun fact with you. This is Payson's first winning season since 1978.
Impressive job by them to turn things around. And again, it's such a unique situation in high school sports because so much of that is beyond a school's control, right? It's just all population-based, who's moving in and who's moving out. I think it's even more impressive when you see programs like Morgan, where I got to go up and see everything that they've done up there, the consistency that they've developed, where you never really know what you're going to get from year to year.
And they've ran so many different things. I mean, I played against Payson junior and senior year. Junior year, go let go of the coach. They thought it'd be a winning season, and Jamal Willis was his first head coaching job. And I'm not sure the Tooele sideline is not very happy with what's going on.
Yeah,
and I don't know if anything's been communicated here near side. We never saw a penalty flag.
Not a lot of communication from the officiating crew either, in either way, but it looks like the Timpanogos offense is going to come out on the field here with some sort of...
Well, we didn't see a penalty. We didn't see anything on that play.
So maybe a re-kick here? Is that what's going on? It looks like. Yeah. So it looks like they're going to have a re-kick of sorts, not able to really see what was communicated. Obviously, if you're the Tooele coaching staff, that's a huge, huge blow where you're now giving Timpanogos another shot at it. Not only that, but now Timpanogos without possibly Reed Harris.
So we did see during the injury that both sidelines got a talk from the White Hat went to talk to both coaches, and they got mad. What it was, I just heard from one of the coaching staff members who's just to our left. What was told them was an inadvertent whistle when the ball was in the air. So inadvertent whistle, that play did not happen. That is why. So it's not a penalty. They're saying the play didn't run. Now, if it was communicated as well to the Tooele sideline before this, remember they pulled them both.
Yeah, well, it clearly wasn't either, right? And we'd even see the chains be reset here. Now, interesting to see what Timpanogos is going to go for it, I think, here on 4th and 15.
Yeah, not punting. They're going for it. 4th down and 16. 9:46 left in the third. Riggs going to roll near side. Riggs throws deep over the middle. Pick, no, incomplete.
Good job.
Just like before, better off that he drops it. Not a bad play. Better off that he drops it for Tooele, because they would have lost 30 or 40 yards. As Vaughn, how about this? Gritzmacher once again with the PBU.
Yeah, and listen, he's frustrated coming off the field because you obviously want that INT in the stat column, but it really does favor Tooele on this one. Strange turn of events, Dusty. Inadvertent whistle, one of my least favorite rules in the playbook, along with the illegal man downfield. We won't get into that discussion tonight, but a positive turn of events after such a wild kind of circular motion for Tooele, where they get the ball back essentially where they had it 5 minutes ago.
So out comes Tooele, looking for their first score tonight on senior night. They're going to look to throw on first down, throw into the chair route. Nothing there. Remember, until the ball's in the air, the defender can get his hands on the receiver. Lister on the coverage as the pass falls incomplete.
And you can see, I believe it was Larrett was out there open.
Yeah, it was Larrett.
Good to see him back in the field. I know he's been dinged up a little bit here and there, but Dean just not able to get the ball out to him. Again, it is starting to pick up and be a little bit more windy here. You may not see it on the field, but we can definitely feel it up in the box. Those balls that are going to be going more vertical in the air are going to have a harder time hitting their destination.
2nd down and 10. Going to run near side. Wesley So to the 40, gain of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
And you see Tooele trying to change things up, trying to get the offense rolling early on, throwing the ball, then coming back to the bread and butter with So in the run game. And again, third and average. We like to call it 3rd and brown bear when I'm on the call with JT. This is a good position for Tooele to be in.
2 downs here. Going to run it. Thrall, big fella. Still moving those legs, and it'll be 4th down and manageable. About 4th and 1 for the near side spot.
And the old adage, 4 yards in a cloud of dust is not a flight of Thrall necessarily. He's just 4 yards, and that's about it. Does a great job, though, every single time of getting that positive yardage. You love to see his effort. You know, he tries to be nimble. He's just a big back, runs aggressively, and really what he does is a great job of just punishing that defense every time.
4th down and 2. Got to get to the 34. Going to run So gets behind his blocks and got the first down.
Great job to recover. Stumbles a little bit early. Also, nice job. We haven't talked about it a ton, but this Tooele offensive front line does a great job of getting out of the hole, being aggressive in the pulling game. And that's really a lot of fun when you're an offensive lineman, because you get great blocking angles. You get to go out and pick on linebackers, and they do a great job of executing in it.
Work good on one side, go to the other, and gets chopped down. Nice job of coming through, getting the stop there was Josh Maurman. It'll be second down and 9.
And you can see that Timpanogos has started to settle in. Early on, it was 10 yards every single time they'd run that little reverse action. And you can see linemen trying to get out in front. And there's so many white jerseys that they're not locking in on the right guys. One of the reasons why is you teach them to go to a number in this system. That's why you've seen the evolution of football into more zone, more power, more counter, the way we see it now.
And they go double handoff, and there's Rydalch. Got an alley. Rydalch inside the 20, inside the 10, to the 5. Touchdown! They run that double handoff. They ran it well early in the game. They come back to it there. And it is Luke Rydalch, the senior on senior night, with a 31-yard touchdown for Tooele.
With any other offense, Dusty, that's a trick play with Tooele. That's just business as usual, trying to get the defense sleeping like they did. The best part about it, Rydalch skirts through the traffic and then just busts it into the end zone, breaking tackles, running hard, finally gets this Tooele offense on board.
And the kick is good. Give that one to the holder. Great job there on the hole by number 11, Brady Gritch. Got that ball up because that was a low snap. 7:21 left in the third. We'll be right back. You're watching Timpanogos football on the Rewind Sports Network.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front, SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
7:21 left in the third quarter. Dusty Lidster and Brian Brown with you. Tooele gets on the board, and first time see the kickoff team. Don't know if they want to try to steal some momentum here. Especially when you got a big man kicking. So this ball will be taken on the run from the 10. Looking for the alley. Across the 40. Caught from behind at the 42 of Tooele. And on the return for Timpanogos was number 11, Tyler Hunter.
Yeah, Hunter, you can see, probably runs a lot of track in the spring. He's got that sprinter speed, able to secure the ball. Does a nice job following his blockers. As soon as he sees that seam, he hits it hard. Exploding upfield, just not quite able to get outside the reach of that Tooele defender. And now this defense is backed up against it after a big momentum play previously for Tooele scoring the touchdown.
Well, how you stem a tide, man. You go jump in it. 7:12 left in the third. They're going to go to the ground. That's Bretzing. And a gain of 2 on first down.
He met hard in the middle there by that Tooele defense, and we really haven't seen Timpanogos test the middle very much, and you can kind of see why. Tooele, like I said, not as big as some of the teams that you might see coming out of Region 4, for example, but still placed out in the middle.
Pressure on that throw. Griggs' pass is incomplete, as it was intended for number 82, Dash McCann.
Nice job by Brown. Gustin there on the coverage as he's right there on top of McCann. But Riggs getting a little bit excited again as he's throwing the football.
Quick set, fires complete to Bretzing. Gets thrown for the first down inside the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Timpanogos at the 24.
And that's something that I think I've been looking for Timpanogos to go back to as they go with the hurry up here. Bretzing is a very explosive athlete. Get him the ball in space, let him operate, and get some of that yak.
And it is Livingston coming back in at quarterback, and nothing doing on that draw. I worked for 65 yards earlier, loses a yard. Now a flag comes in late. Usually in a personal foul situation. Face mask penalty. So face mask on Tooele, 15 yards, and will result in a first down.
The tough one there is it looked like that flag came in. Looks like it's just a 5-yard variety.
Oh.
Interesting. Did not know that rule still existed.
I didn't know it had it still either. There's still things to learn here.
Always a surprise.
Yeah. The slip come near side. Nice job on the screen game. And on the catch and run was Randy Patterson. Or pardon me, that is Caleb Hadley. We're going to guess because that's the senior out of the 13s. So Bretzing up the middle. And Bretzing powers his way inside the 10 to the 6. It'll be second down and short for Timpanogos.
See the quick no huddle out of the RPO for Timpanogos here.
And they're going to pull it, throw for Livingston, and So is out there. They're going to say incomplete. Some contact there. And So's, he's taking the challenge tonight.
He has, and you know, Livingston's kind of looking at the official like that's an awful lot of contact, but you know, you're going to have a hard time convincing anybody that Wesley So out there is the more physical specimen. But he's done a fantastic job. He's been really impressive all night running the ball. Stayed very stout out there at the cornerback position.
On a third down, going to ride Bretzing right up the middle. Parts the Red Sea and walks in. Touchdown, Timpanogos.
A little bit of friendly fire there as one of the offensive linemen takes a hit to allow Bretzling to slip through the hole. They ran that RPO multiple times, just waiting. Now the perfect opportunity to give the Bretzling up the middle, and you can see he does the say Superman impression as he gets to the end zone there. Yeah. Nice little touch there at the end.
Easton Bretzling with the TD. And good to see Reed Harris back out there for the extra point. Tough snap again, just got it off, and the kick is no good. Tough snap, got a lot of pressure on it, didn't get it cleanly. So point after, no good. 5:32 left in the third. We'll be right back. You're watching Timpanogos football on the Rewind Sports Network, presented by Brent Brown, Toyota Scion.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
So 5:32 left in the third quarter. Dusty Lister and Brian Brown with you. 27-7 the lead for Timpanogos. Remind you that this game is presented by Brent Brown Toyota, but presented by Heidemann Associates. Brought to you by Western Governors University. Again, through Western Governors University, they offer education is attainable and affordable and full of support, including a one-year MBA with WGU. Go to WGU.edu to learn more. Is Harris a little bit of the Happy Gilmore-ish? Remember he came up a little lame after that punt, and all of a sudden he's lost his long ball.
Yeah, it's so disappointing when he can't go through the uprights. It's just out the back of the end zone like any other kicker. No, but again, a very effective weapon, I think, because this Tooele football team, well coached, they run some unique schemes. They're aware that they don't have necessarily the size to compete with a lot of other teams, so they play to those strengths, and it's a great weapon to keep them from developing something else and really rough starting field position too.
So here comes Tooele running near side. Wesley So. So with a gain of 6, maybe 7 on first down. It'll be second down and short.
Yeah, nice job by So as he almost surfed on the back. So one of his blockers there able to regain his footing and get a big gain on first down. We love getting into second and brown. Our second and average is a great place to be, Dusty.
Second down and 4. They're going to go with Thrall. Thrall goes full all-stot on that one across the 35. And I'll make you go deep into the voice like the old play-by-play of the Buccaneers. Man, first to 10 at the 36.
You talk about stumbling and bumbling, and Thrall just rolls right over the defender there. Timpanogos, bigger thing, though, they get a first down, and now Tooele's cooking.
They come back near side. Wesley So. And So across the 40 to the 42, maybe 43. He's second down and short. medium once again.
See Thrall out there doing a little bit of a jack of all trades out there, blocking 2 different defenders on that play, allowing Toe to pick up good yardage there. And again, Tooele hustling up to the line of scrimmage.
And they go to Thrall, big man across midfield. And they try to tackle the football to take it away. And Thrall has a first down for Tooele.
And this is where that offense starts to really find that effectiveness, that flow. You're starting to wear down the defense a little bit, and they're getting up and getting moving.
Wesley So comes back this side. And they got a flag in the backfield on the block. You're not going to like this one, Brian. We're going to have an illegal block here, and we'll back them up.
You know, Dusty, I love giving my friends a hug too, but when they're wearing the opposite jersey, it's just not a good idea if you're on offense. So that one just, you know, one of those plays where a guy just gets away from you, you just can't resist the temptation to reach out and grab someone. You know, I used to tell people all the time, if you're going to hold the belt, not the waist.
Opponents don't shake hands. Opponents got a hug.
That's right. That's right.
Loss of 10 from the spot. Sideline warning. That no longer a warning. That is a penalty. That's an additional 5 yards. Because remember, they got the warning in the first half, in the first quarter. So
one of those things. We make fun of the get-back coaches at the college level,
right,
but there's a legit need for them because coaches want to get out there. They're coaching aggressively. You know, if you're Tooele, this is a big game for them to win if they're able to get out of here with a W.
So first and forever. And they'll go back to the ground to the far side. And that Timpanogos defense is there. And on the carry was Britton Rosser.
And you're seeing this Timpanogos defense is adjusting, able to avoid blockers, especially out when they've got that lead going on off the handoff. And it's, you know, again, we talked about it earlier. What were 10-yard gains initially in the game have slowed down substantially.
Nice job on the edge there by Joe Vance of Timpanogos football on the stop there. Throw to the out. The catch is made. And it's a gain to the 43-yard line.
Nice job by Nash Price there on the defense. Big hit as he's able to tackle the Tooele wide receiver before he's able to get any kind of additional yardage. It's still third and very long for Tooele. You know, look, you have to think that, you know, for most teams, this is an obvious passing down, right? Tooele, you never know what's in the bag of tricks that they might pull out.
That was Laird on the catch. Dean gonna roll to the far side, fires deep, got a man, got a defender, an interception! The ball hung up in the air, taken away by Timpanogos, finding the rail with some blockers. Oh! Gets absolutely leveled, and it's a 15-yard penalty on the hit. Is on the interception for Timpanogos was number 84, Jack Yakwachuk. And it's going to be a helmet-to-helmet penalty on Tooele as Brock Thrall. At any level, you're getting that called, as he did pop.
And for Thrall, again, as you mentioned, anytime you go up high like that with a hit, there's going to be a flag these days. It's just too big of a deal, and you're just, you know, we all want to see good physical football. Just do it within the rules.
You know, it's interesting. He said dead ball. It makes me wonder if they had Yakwachuk out of bounds and then the hit. Because the official went dead ball, personal foul. That's the only way it's dead.
And we saw it. That sideline kind of sneaks up on you a little bit when you don't really recognize it. We saw it a couple times with the out routes that Timpanogos was running there where the receiver just was almost out of bounds as soon as catching it. And so it's very possible that was part of it as well. If that's the case, obvious penalty there.
Yeah, I caught the back end of that signal. I thought I saw his hand go up before he gave that. So look at either way. Tough situation. Is back to the ground. Bretzing got eaten up by the 20-yard line, a gain of 2 on first down.
Bottom line, that's just a big turn of events for Tooele. They had some momentum going and ended up getting the penalty. Ball moves back drastically with the second sideline warning, and things go from bad for worse with the interception. And now you've given Timpanogos the ball, you know, threatening to score here as they're about the 19-yard line. And really, for this Timpanogos offense, that's plenty of field to work with.
Yeah. And they're running the 4-minute offense here in the third, 2.5 Go back to Bretzing up the middle, and Easton with a gain to the 16 before being ridden down. And they'll bring up third down, and we'll call it 5.
I think that might be the first time tonight that we've seen 2 consecutive run plays for Timpanogos.
Okay, a quick set, fire to the out. Catch is made on the ground. That was McCann on the catch. It'll be 4th down and short. Call it 4th and 2.
And nice job to secure the catch. And Timpanogos trying to catch Tooele off guard here on defense.
2-by-2 set. Let's see if they go to the run here to Bretzing. A rarity in Utah high school football. There's not a play clock on the field, so we'll wait for the back judge. Still plenty of time here. 4th down. Riggs going to roll out. He's got Livingston. Livingston has the catch, slips a couple tackles. He has the first down inside the 10-yard line before being driven back. Forward progress to the 7. And it'll be 1st and goal, Timpanogos.
Well, just a great job by Livingston. First to secure the catch, but then also fighting for each additional yard. Ends up taking almost the whole Tooele defense with him as he keeps grinding and converts the first down there for Timpanogos. Big setup now for this offense as they have a lot of options now. Fresh set of downs from the 7-yard line. You've got inside handoff, you've got RPO. Everything's on the table for the offense right now.
So 1st and goal. And McCann goes in motion. Quick set, fire to the slant. And it is Livingston with his 3rd touchdown of the night. 2nd through the air. And Timpanogos takes advantage, getting in for 6.
Well, you can see why Luke Livingston is such a staple of this offense, and really great play design there as you see kind of the combo routes, crossing over, switching up the defenders out there. Again, Tooele very confident that they can keep this offense in check with that man-to-man defense. Fortunately, when you get those guys out there, you've got to allow some space and have that communication. They just weren't ready for it, and Livingston able to capitalize on it.
A lot of eye candy with the motion. Livingston's off the line, which allows that receiver on the line of scrimmage to get on the defender on that arrow route.
Yeah. Well, we talk about it with Tooele. It's all about getting matchups, right?
Yeah.
And Timpanogos just did the modern version of it with the offense out there.
The kick is up and good. 48 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. It's 34-7. Timpanogos leading Tooele. You're watching Timberwolves football on the Rewind Sports Network, presented by Brent Brown Toyota Scion.
When Brent Brown Toyota in Orem became the #1 Toyota dealer in the nation in customer loyalty, our sales surged. That continued explosive growth leaves us without the amount of used cars to meet demand, paying unheard of prices for trade-ins, or we'll just buy your car outright at Brent Brown Toyota in Orem.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes or stop by any branch.
34-7. Dusty Litster and Brian Brown with you. As always, our Rewind coverage presented by Heidemann and Associates. Go to utah.law. Find a law office nearest you. Get a free consultation. Let them know that Rewind sent you. And then if you somehow work a way to make a connection to Carbon County, I promise you, Justin Heidemann will just add a little extra layer of help. Is feeling just a little better. Is Hunter on that one?
Not quite going across the crossbar
Reed Harris,
there, but Reed Harris still booming these kicks out of the back of the end zone. And again, we talked about it. For Tooele, it's just more work, right?
Yeah.
Like that offense can grind on you. You can pick up those big chunk plays, but it's just you have to keep after it, and it just churns so much time off the clock. And with 48 seconds here left in the 3rd quarter, they really don't have a lot of time. They're going to try and stay in their offense, but they've got to start breaking off some big plays soon.
Is going to look to throw, fire up the middle, and it got his man Thrall. How about Big Fella does everything? He's got tackles on defense, great rushing game tonight, and that time run the little Andy Reid fake double screen, man up the seam. Pass play.
Yeah, and look, you've got this Timpanogos defense flying upfield and flying to the outside to try and defend the reverse. Why not throw that little tight end pop pass off the fake screen there.
Going to keep it on the ground, and on the stop is Josh Bowerman. And just to let you all know, it is another touchdown for Stansbury, up 30-14 on Payson. So Stansbury and Timpanogos will play next Wednesday. Of course, games on Thursday this week because of the short week next week. On Wednesday night, they go double handoff. This was a touchdown for Rydalch. Here he comes again. Rydalch with a stiff arm, and then ran out of bounds at the 40-yard line, just shy of the yard to gain. It'll be 3rd down and 1. As that's the end of the third quarter, we go to the fourth. It is Timpanogos 34, Tooele 7. You're watching Timpanogos football on the Rewind Sports Network, presented by Brent Brown Toyota Scion.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front, SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Start of the fourth quarter, and it's 3rd down and 1 for Tooele. And it is Dean on the quarterback sneak, getting the first down. As a big night of 5A football, big night in the state. Our number 1 team in the Rewind rankings. Lehigh trailing Timpview 16-7. That Timpview team, if you haven't seen them in person, they are big up front. I thought I went with Dane picked Timpview. I picked Lehigh. If he would have gone Lehigh, I would have gone Timpview. And Timpview's that big up front. They're only lost in the year to Sky Ridge. It's a good team.
Yeah, very versatile team, too, in terms of what they're able to do on offense. Oh,
ball goes through the hands of 2 Timpanogos defenders. Tage Litster could have had his second pick on the year. They also had another defender there. Missed as well. Tage with his other uncle's hands on that one.
Yeah,
Dad would have had that.
Yeah.
His dad had 3 picks in one game his senior year. His uncle Rory never had one.
If only he could have seen the ball a little bit better as it was coming.
He even has the glasses. I bet they were dropping on his nose. 2nd down and 10.
That's what happens when your uncle's on the broadcast page.
Here's Rydalch. Oh. Yeah, nice job of reading that out. Kept up and making the play. Bowerman with the stop.
And you're seeing like Timpanogos is doing a very good job of attacking those lead blockers and just causing chaos and havoc, shooting through gaps, attacking shoulders, all that kind of stuff that you have to do to really disrupt that flow. And you know, for Tooele now, they've got to figure something out as it's 3rd and long, and you know, the bag of tricks is starting to get even more shallow as we get late into the fourth quarter here.
3rd down and 11. Gonna throw. Fires to the out, got his man, and once again, hooking up, playing deep zone, hooks up, has a catch and the first down. That is Bronson Larrett once again.
And Larrett doing a good job of getting open. Kind of a soft zone there from Timpanogos. Maybe trying to put a little bit more pressure on Caden Dean and try and get him to miss with a throw. Fortunately, Dean was spot on the money, and Larrett able to convert, get some yak for that first down.
Dean, a junior, going to see him back next year. Is Dean going to roll out to the far side, fire underneath? Catch is made by Rydalch and quickly brought down for a minimal gain, and on the coverage and stop, Nash Price.
Right, a very explosive player for this Tooele offense. So you get what they're trying to do. Get him out in space, get him the ball, let him work on the defender one-on-one. Just a great job there by the Timpanogos defender to secure the tackle, bring him to the ground. One of those things, Dusty, you see it at every level. Finish your tackle. Find your target. Go in, wrap up, bring him to the ground. Don't go for the big hits.
2nd down and 10. Going to roll. Pressure comes from Price. And the pass is complete to So. Lister with the stop. Biosefa cleans him up inside the 40-yard line to the 38. It'll be 3rd down and 4 for Tooele.
So is just an Iron Man out there as he's able to secure the ball, absorbs the contact, still gets a couple yards. You can see him shaking his head. I'm sure he wanted to get the first down there, wanted to get back in the game, but he's gone both ways all game long. And a huge, huge shout-out to Wesley So tonight.
3rd down, 2 plays to get 4 yards. They go to Rydalch. This is the play they ran for the touchdown. And again, it's a little bit of help, or it could have been a loss as a no gain. It'll be 4th down and 4 for Tooele.
And tough one, and I'm kind of groaning up here in the booth because if he's able to cut it up just a little bit sooner, there's that alley. But again, this offense is designed to really stretch the entire horizontal width of that field, right? You want to go all 53 a little bit much. Throws the ball out there, tries to find his receiver. Receiver just not able to secure the catch. You know, it's just outside the reach of his hands. And that's a tough one for Tooele because you're on the plus side of the 50, right? You're driving in, 4th and 4. That's a good opportunity to convert. Now you got to send your defense back out there. And really, with this Timpanogos offense, you know, you have to expect some explosive plays here.
At 3rd and 4, you think with 2 downs, they get 4 yards of this offense. It is Livingston on the swing, and he's unable to slip that tackle. Nice job of coming up, making the stop. And it is Bronson Larrett. It was the intended receiver on 4th down. Comes up with a TFL on 1st down.
Yeah, nice job there by the Timpanogos offensive player to avoid the block in the back. Would have been an even bigger loss. Instead, it's just a 2-yard loss there.
Oh, throw to the outside. McCann slips the tackle of So. And McCann to the 45-yard line as So was going to go with the old Monday night countdown. He was thinking at his head, you got jacked up. You got to bring your arms.
He had a brown bear hunger on that one for that hit. Unfortunately, he put on a diet.
That's a good one. Brett Singh to the 49-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Timpanogos.
Listen, that's like me out there trying to catch a pass, Dusty.
Yeah.
I have great dreams and aspirations. The odds of it happening, it's always a crapshoot.
1st and 10 at the 49.
A lifetime as an offensive lineman, what can I say?
They're going to hit the seam, and it's Graff on the catch. They pump the screen. Graff releases right up the middle of that zone, and Graff has a 1st down inside the 35.
And just a great job there by Chase Riggs standing in there. And I don't know that the average viewer understands how hard it is when there's just so much going on at your feet. To stand in there, get on platform, and deliver a strike like that does a great job. And that's the 1st down that Timpanogos needed.
That's Brett Zing. He thought he'd be able to pull away Avina. And you see why you do cleans and all kinds of other lifts, be able to pull him back.
Yeah, exactly right. You know, you've got to have that explosion in every direction, you know, and sometimes it's towards you.
So 2nd down and 7. And misfires on the poster out there. Thought maybe had Hanley there.
Yeah, that single coverage is risky, especially on those slant plays when you have a big receiver like Hadley. You just got to stand there again, deliver those balls, really execute and follow through on your throwing motion, stay on platform. You know, and interesting that we're seeing them still sticking with the basic offense.
Oh, Riggs got absolutely leveled on that throw, and Avina applies the pressure, gives him a little mean mug at the end. I thought Riggs got lucky. That foot came up. That could have been a 15-yarder on Timpanogos. Just as much as it could have been the other way.
Yeah.
Lucky.
big aggressive hit, and that's one of those ones that, in games past we've seen a penalty flag possibly for roughing the passer.
I thought that was a clean hit.
I did too.
But I saw Riggs' foot came up as he kind of gave him a little bit of something at the end.
Yeah, well, doing the Iverson step over, there's always a little bit of risk involved with that.
Gonna throw, looking for Livingston. Oh, he took it off his back again. Did he have it? He does. No, incomplete. Tried to sell it. Livingston not giving up a lot of a fight as he nearly had that catch and did not. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. Timpanogos.
Well, he had me sold on it because as I saw him throw that ball up in the air, I was super impressed he was able to maintain the catch. Unfortunately, I should say fortunately, our referee had a much better vantage point than I did, able to see that ball was not entirely secured. Ball now turns over on downs, going in the Tooele offense. We'll see what they can do. 7 minutes left, Dusty. 34-7, kind of in that territory where it just may be too much to overcome. I've seen stranger things in high school games before. I know you have.
Corner Canyon Highland in the quarterfinals, Zach Wilson's junior year, definitely comes to mind.
Oh, I'd try to block that one out.
Yeah?
Yeah, well,
No, it came back and beat them.
Well, sorry.
Highland came back and beat Corner Canyon. Zach's last 2 losses in high school were just heartbreaking fashion in the playoffs. Is going to bring the ball near side of Wesley So. The one was the game against your alma mater. I believe it was 35-10, some crazy thing, and Highland came back and won as Corner Canyon tried to take the air out of the ball. And then obviously his senior year semifinals against Skyrise 26-6.
That's right. And that was kind of the early on era of Corner Canyon, and see that program kind of learning how to win under Coach Kerr.
Kerr's first year. Gonna throw. Dean fires in the flat, incomplete, intended for Rydalch. There's a game of interest. Timothy leading 16-7 on Lehigh, as Lehigh missed a field goal to make it a one-possession game. And if you're going to do that, you're going to get a heavy dose of Micah Beckstead.
Yeah, Beckstead, an impressive back. I believe just a junior, so we will get to see him a little bit more next year
as well.
Yeah, and there's that Timview team is built to play with the lead because they can execute on the ground.
3rd down and 8. Dean going to throw. Pressure comes. It goes screen near side. It's Wesley So. Slips a tackle, lost the ball, and just got it back. Oh, man. Good thing for Wesley So. Did your mama know how to sew? Sorry, that was a
Go Wesley Go.
Yeah. A Joe Dirt reference.
Yeah. Well, there was not a lot of hot rod action with that one, as you see some tires spinning with the offensive line trying to get out in front of Wesley. They had a convoy. He's able to pick up the first down. Now getting into plus territory with the completion there. Great job by Dean to throw that one to, I believe, was that
47.
No. See,
47 is Hudson Hoffman.
This is why I leave the play-by-play up to you. But again, now Tooele starting to move the sticks, getting it through the air. That's a big development.
His dad is obviously a big baseball fan. If he's going to go Tim Hudson, Trevor Hoffman combination there, it's pretty good.
Mr. Hell's Bells himself.
That's who I was going to go next. Is that his crawl inside the 35 to the 34.
Padres could probably use some Hoffman as they enter the friendly confines of the New York Metropolitan City Field.
A little circle change coming at you.
You didn't expect me to talk baseball.
No, I'm impressed. As Wesley So is eating up in the backfield on that sweep. And nice job of coming up and getting the stop there for Timpanogos is number 8, Brighton Tate. And it'll be 3rd down and 12 yards to go for Tooele.
And Brighton Tate having a tater tot there with Tyson Miller right next to him. And you always want to do your dirty work with your friends, as Joe Dirt once taught us, Dusty. And it's a great job by Miller and Tate to get back there. Tackle so for the loss. Again, we haven't seen a whole lot of that with Wesley. He's so sneaky and crafty and whatever other words you want to use in terms of how he runs and able to escape those tackles.
Is going to roll near side. Fire again to the near side. Catch is made. Hey, on long down and distance, I'm just going to let you know that ball is going to find Bronson's hands as once again Bronson Larrett on late downs making the catch.
Well, I don't know how you lose track of number 15 because he's been nothing but productive all game long, and that's part of the reason why I think Caden Dean has been so successful when he looks in his direction. Great job by Larrett to not only secure the catch, but fight for the extra yards and make sure that those sticks move.
Now, life's a garden, dig it. As a great philosophizer once said, is they're going to go with just a bevy of backs coming into this game, and nearly breaking that one loose was Tooele's number 27, Randy Burr, another senior on senior night, getting in for a big positive play, a gain of 7.
Burr, a little bit of a change of pace there for So that we've seen run, like we talked about, shifty, smaller. Burr comes in, just hits the hole, able to get a good gain there.
And student section have been cheering for Rady. They said, let's go, we want Rady, and there he came. Coaching staff listening. Might not listen to the parents call plays, but if the student section wants it, there we go. Gonna throw, backside, looking for So. Tage Litster with the breakup. He read that one. And Litster able to break that one up. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, Litster does a great job of not being fooled by the action going on in the backfield. Again, talks about it, Dusty. If you read your keys, if you play with what you're supposed to be playing with in terms of your reads, you'll be in great shape to make plays like that. And Tage was.
So 3rd down and 3. And I dare say this ball's going to 15. I'm not a betting man in these situations usually, but I'm going to tell you, ball's going to 15.
Yeah, I mean, if I got your kind of money, I'm definitely betting on him.
Timeout on the field. We'll take it to 3:53 left of the 4th quarter. 3rd down and 3 when we come back.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
When Brent Brown Toyota in Orem became the #1 Toyota dealer in the nation in customer loyalty, our sales surged. That continued explosive growth leaves us without the amount of used cars to meet demand, paying unheard of prices for trade-ins, or we'll just buy your car outright at Brent Brown Toyota in Orem.
So 3:53 left in the 4th quarter. 3rd down and 3 for Tooele. 2 receivers to the near side. Is Bronson Larrett on the outside. Is Reed going to throw for Larrett? And it was inside out and intercepted. Yeah, they go interception. Bowerman came over, goes hook to flat, comes underneath it for the pick.
I knew we weren't going to get through the broadcast. You're talking to my guy all wrong, Dusty, because that's a great job by Josh Bowerman there to secure the ball in the interception. Again, Tage Litster right there. They got the message finally, right? Yeah. Cover number 15 because he's the go-to guy, and Caden's trying to find him, trying to squeeze the ball in there. There's just too much coverage. That's a big, big interception for Timpanogos, and that should about put the final stamp on this one.
So you're looking at bleed the clock situation. Don't know. You'll see a lot of different guys. Here's the thing for Timpanogos. They got a lot of guys out there on their sideline. There's not a ton of depth to this roster as far as guys you'll trust towards to go seal this one out. You say, hey, put the JV guys in. Don't know if they'll be there. You see a lot of screens as losing his footing on the outside on that screen pass is going to lose some yards. There's Caleb Hadley with the reception. Okay, I want to thank Mark Schwartz and Alex Napolis helping us out tonight. Is going to throw to the flat. Catch is made by Brett Singh, and Easton powers away toward the 20-yard line to the 19. Might be just a yard short. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
And this is a big one for Tooele if they're able to get a stop here somehow. But again, Timpanogos has been very reliable on 3rd and short all night long.
And a little update from Lehigh. Lehigh gets on the board. It is 16-14 with a point after, 16-13 point after pending. Is going to throw deep on 3rd and 1, incomplete. Nice job on the defense on the back end there. I believe is Tooele's 39. That's Peyton Stewart. Yeah, they're going to bring the punting unit out here, I believe. Remember, we had the bad snap on a punt earlier in the game.
It does look like we're going to have a different punter as well.
It's Livingston.
Livingston goes back there to punt. Yeah.
I jumped, I'm sorry.
No,
Brian.
hey, listen, I wouldn't expect me to get that one either.
There are certain people on Twitter who thinks I just know everything Livingston does. So
Get all those like notifications.
I cannot confirm that that's the case. 2:43 left. And remember, no play clock here. There's not very many schools left in the state, especially along the Wasatch front or the Wasatch back. It's not necessarily the Wasatch back. This is Ochre Mountain back.
Ochre back, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I think Stansbury also without a play clock, so maybe a little bit of a
school board
trickeration out here on the Tooele County side of things. For those Valley schools that are visiting.
Hey, who loves the back judge?
Well, you and I know to look for the back judge.
Yeah.
Some of these players might not.
That's very true. There's Livingston with the line drive kick taken at the 49-yard. This is Larrett. Bronson with the stiff arm at the 40. Trying to get to the outside. Another one. Who else wants some? It's Bronson Larrett. Going to make his way to angry runs on NFL Network.
Boy. I can tell you what, we haven't seen a ton of punts, and I can understand why, Dusty. Bronson Larrett just an aggressive attacking return there. See, 2 stiff arms puts 2 Timpanogos defenders down in the ground, and he still wanted some more as he went out of bounds. Fortunately, he just ran out of field, but puts Tooele in a good position here where they can possibly get a touchdown. See what happens.
If you've never watched Angry Runs with Kyle Brand, I highly recommend it. Who Wants the Scepter is going to come near side and really got to the outside. Is Rady on the carry and going inside out for that stop from the middle is Tyson Miller.
And Tyson's been kind of all over everywhere all game long. You see Rady getting the ball here on senior night. Traditionally, that was Wesley So that we'd see running that one. So maybe that's the end of the night for So. Still Tooele trying to chop away at this lead.
Go back to Rady Burr. Burr trying to follow his man, but nice job of that. Timpanogos to front, able to get there. It's 3rd down.
And that's been the biggest difference in the first and the second half is Timpanogos has done such a better job of closing on those runs. And you're seeing 4 or 5 white jerseys where, earlier on in the game you only saw 1 or 2. It makes it so much harder for those Tooele offensive linemen to try and sift to whoever they need to block.
The only thing we didn't bring up then when it was kind of going is that your scout team and not used to run these kind of offenses, it's hard to give you a good look. And so you get in this game, and these guys run it every day, and they run it so quickly. It's eye discipline, right? Because most people keep wondering why so much shifting, and it's all about eye discipline.
Well, and you hear it at every level. You hear even college players talk about it. The habits, the style of play, so much different. It's so hard for a scout team to completely replicate every part, especially with an offense like this, where it's very unique, very unusual. You don't see a lot of this style of offense in Utah County. The teams that Timpanogos normally plays, and I believe this is a new style offense for Tooele as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Coach Drew Jones had been here previously, took the job at Viewmont, but we'll look at that when we come back. But 55 seconds left in the fourth. We'll wrap up here at Tooele. You are watching Timpanogos football, presented by Brent Brown Toyota Scion.
When Brent Brown Toyota in Orem became the #1 Toyota dealer in the nation in customer loyalty, our sales surged. That continued explosive growth leaves us without the amount of used cars to meet demand, paying unheard of prices for trade-ins, or we'll just buy your car outright at Brent Brown Toyota in Orem.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to
So 4th down, and Tooele going to kick a field goal.
Oh.
Franklin Wilcox, and that's a bad snap, and Wilcox going to fire, incomplete. And nearly intercepted by a couple of Timberwolves, but ball falls harmlessly to turf, and it's a turnover on downs with 48 seconds left.
Yeah, with a number like 75, I think that's almost a dream come true, almost turned nightmare, and then back into a phew for him, all on one play, Dusty.
I'll tell you, probably the biggest kicker punter in Utah high school football history. You'll love this. As a one-year-old Utes, Zane Taylor from San Juan High School was a punter and kicker for the Broncos.
And the old toe puncher, right? Like he was one who could really boot it out of the building, so to speak.
Let's put it, you call it a toe punch. I call it an anvil. So, but out comes Timpanogos to come kneel this clock out. Brian, we'll get some final. Let's go ahead with our Heidemann & Associates Player of the Game.
Well, it's really hard to overlook the performance of Brownson Larrett today for Tooele. I have a hard time awarding a player on the losing team that kind of award because it's usually somebody who stands out. But I want to recognize Bronson because he was fantastic all game.
Clutch
kept
moments.
Tooele at him. Multiple big catches in big situations. You love to see that. That being said, Luke Livingston was outstanding all night long. He was really the spark plug on multiple plays that kind of got this offense out of the bog. And the biggest one where he takes the Wildcat, zips into the end zone, kind of puts that first one on the scoreboard, and that really set the tone because up until that point, they kind of bounced back and forth, even though Timpanogos had come out for that first drive. So, Luke, great job tonight. Fun to watch. Fun to watch him battle against a little bit of a different defender, and Wesley So still came out on top multiple times.
Absolutely. Well, again, our final score, Timpanogos 34, Tooele 7. Congratulations, Luke Livingston, our Heidemann Associates Player of the Game. Final game of the regular season. You'll catch it right here on KSLSports.com Wednesday night against Stansbury. Remember, we've got you all the way, as long as Timpanogos in the playoffs, will be right here as well as Timpanogos football presented by Brett Brown, Toyota Scion on the Rewind Sports Network, presented by Heidemann Associates and brought to you by Western Governors University. For Mark Schwartz, Alex Napolis, and Brian Brown, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and for watching Timpanogos football on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. See you Wednesday night.
When Brent Brown Toyota in Orem became the #1 Toyota dealer in the nation in customer loyalty, our sales surged. That continued explosive growth leaves us without the amount of used cars to meet demand.